Hey guys, hey YouTube and my fellow dreamers, welcome to my channel where dreamers gather. This is actually my first video and I wanted to dedicate this to something that I love, that being One Piece. So for this first video we will tackle the topic of Awakened Haki. This is a topic that big known YouTubers in the One Piece community have already touched on, such as Rogers Base and the Legend Mac. Funny guy, by the way. But we're still gonna put our 2 cents in. Ever since we've been introduced to the concept of awakened devil fruits by Doflamingo, we all have started wondering, is there such thing as awakened Haki? Let me suggest a different term, enhanced or ultimate Haki, as cliche as it sounds. It only seems natural that an ultimate form of Haki is required to counter awakened devil fruits. The definition of this ultimate form seems pretty self-evident, an ability that allows the user to affect his surroundings through Haki, with this perhaps applying to all 3 types of Haki. But actually, let me correct myself. That definition may only apply to Conqueror's Haki, and it's not that hard to see why. What would an ultimate version of armaments and observation Haki look like? Ultimate armaments Haki may just mean that the armament is there at all times, as long as the user is conscious. Even if the user is in a fight, and the user is losing and getting weaker, his or her armament Haki is always activated, damping the attacks. This means that an opponent can break through your armor, but the armor will still be active and dampen the attacks in whichever way it can. Kaido and Big Mom may be the clear examples of this. It may account as to why Kaido seems to be indestructible. Even though it has been defeated and captured in the past, there's no implication in the story so far that he ever got knocked out unconscious. His body may have just been taken to its limits and it was subdued in that moment. Kaido showcases that permanent armor aspect of the definition, as well as Big Mom, but what Big Mom truly reinforces is the idea that consciousness is the main factor keeping this permanent armor. The reason why Capone's plan to take down Big Mom relied mainly on getting her to lose her shit and going unconscious through a traumatic event, that event being Mother Caramel's picture being broken in front of her eyes. As for an ultimate observation Haki, I think you all can predict what I'm going to say. Yes, the strongest of the Sweet Commanders, Katakuri himself, can be the perfect example of what ultimate observation Haki is. So by definition, it would be an ability to see exact snapshots of the future for a particular event or person that the user decides to focus on. Still, the question becomes, is this really an ultimate form of observation Haki, or simply an enhanced version that Oda specially attributed to Katakuri? Then we have our favorite one, Conqueror's Haki. And we have already mentioned what the definition of its ultimate form would look like, and everything points out that the definition is pretty accurate. When Shanks meets Whitebeard and damages his ship just with Haki, the first hint is that Conqueror's Haki can damage physical objects. Then we proceed to witness Whitebeard and Shanks splitting the skies when they clash with their respective Conqueror's Haki, which hints they can affect surrounding environments. This brings me to what I really want to discuss. How crazy can these ultimate forms of Haki get? What can you achieve with that? And for all the possibilities I came up with, I want to keep them closely related to the name of each type of haki. Think about the following: Conqueror's or King's Haki. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Take a minute. It should be an ability that allows you to dominate and conquer things, objects, environments, as well as people. We have been given a taste of how Conqueror's Haki can damage objects when Shanks decided to give the fandom another moment of pure orgasm, right? But its effect on people has been limited to knocking out fodder, and I believe that Oda has something far more special that he hasn't revealed yet. If Conqueror's Haki can damage things, if it can split skies, it needs to be able to damage the human body, an opponent's physical body. I imagine that Shanks, with this ultimate Conqueror's Haki, would be capable of shattering swords and any weapons aimed at him. It would be able to completely sink ships with just the weight of his haki. It'd be able to stop an enemy's movement for a brief moment. And it can only get crazier from here. Such level of haki could allow him to damage his opponent's skin or even momentarily stop his opponent's heart. All of these abilities I have mentioned can truly show the conquering and dominant nature that King's Haki should have. And by now you all should understand how overpowered that can be. Regarding the potential for ultimate version of Armaments Haki, I can only see one thing, and what I see is something very similar to the Berserker armor that Guts uses in Berserk. An armor that allows the user to use 100% of his physical strength while allowing the body to ignore all pain signals. Lastly, and some of you will be surprised that this idea will be the most controversial one, but most people think that an enhanced version of Observation Haki would enable its user to manipulate time. But if we want to keep things closely related to the name of this type of haki, wouldn't it make more sense that an ultimate version of Observation Haki would literally be an ultimate level of observation? The ability to observe all things, the ability to hear all things. And yes, what I am saying is exactly how it sounds. The voice of all things can be heard by unlocking this ultimate form of Observation Haki. And I strongly believe that even among the top tiers of the One Piece verse, only the very few are able to unlock this level, with Roger being the most obvious example. But wait, wouldn't this mean that Luffy and even Momo have also unlocked it? The way to unlock the enhanced forms of each type of haki may be different. Roger, Luffy, and Momo may share an unknown trait that develop their affinity to hear the voice of all things. But there is one implication I see in this that I don't want to dismiss. Even if you focus on mastering a specific type of haki, it does not mean you will unlock its ultimate form. You may master something, but you may not necessarily find the deepest secrets behind what you have mastered or what you're trying to master. And I'm pretty sure you guys can come up with some counter arguments to this theory, but here's how I want you guys to look at this. This is the perspective I'm offering. Why would Oda pull a new, crazy, eccentric, completely different concept out of his ass when he could just explain one of the biggest mysteries in One Piece by using an already preconceived and already established concept in the story and just delving way deeper into that concept? But Guys, let me know what you guys agree or disagree with, your thoughts on how I string my ideas together. Like or dislike, any type of feedback will be greatly appreciated. And subscribe, guys, because the next topics I'll be talking about will be crazy ones. Peace.